Out of this, despite President Trump insisting a ceasefire is in place in the Middle East, Gulf states are still facing major economic disruptions. Semafor's Gulf editor Mohammed Sergie spoke with business leaders there this week and joins us now live from Dubai. Mohammed, good morning. If viewers check out your article, they'll see that you wrote that attendance where you are seemed pretty low. Business leaders being frank about their predicament. Explain why that is.
Yeah, so if you look at what President Trump is saying, that the deal is going to happen and this war is going to be resolved and the Strait of Hormuz is going to open, the message that you have from leaders in the Gulf is that this war might reoccur in 5 years or 10 years. So you see a lot of changes in logistics, pipelines being built, other types of changes to trade flows. So when you take that one step lower, to the types of business that we have in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, financial services, tourism, all that stuff. It has to change because they are looking at a very long-term uncertainty, and risk premiums have risen. So kind of disconnect that we're seeing is causing businesses to start thinking, okay, where do I relocate and how do I protect myself from the next war? This is really the talk of the town right
now. Decrease in confidence could have short and long-term effects for Gulf nations like the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, even Kuwait. You were also writing that Saudi Arabia, on the flip side, appears much better able to weather this than some of its other Gulf neighbors. So describe that for our viewers.
Yeah, so if you just look at the map, you see that the entire they call it the peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula. The vast majority of it is Saudi Arabia, and I see you got the map up right there. The attacks that have happened on Saudi Arabia have definitely caused damage, but they were much more limited because Iran looks at Saudi Arabia maybe not as an equal in terms of military power, but as a major population center and a large military. Whereas if you look at the UAE, for instance, Kuwait, Qatar, we're talking about native populations. Qatar has 300,000. Kuwait maybe has 1.5 million. UAE has 1 million. These are small states with large expat populations, and by definition, once these expats leave or if they reduce their consumption, they can really wreak havoc on the local economy and reduce GDP. Whereas in Saudi Arabia, if you have businesses that are catered towards consumers, 2/3 of the population will stay there. They have nowhere else to go, and that's why people are looking at maybe shifting towards Saudi Arabia. The other reason why they would go is because of connections. Right. Airlines haven't stopped there, and the airport here in the UAE had to shut down multiple times, in Qatar as well.
Well, I remember during my time living in Abu Dhabi that the local population in the UAE was small, and they really did rely on foreign direct investment and tourism. How might what's happened now and from what you've seen at this conference have an impact beyond the Gulf? Could this be less of a choice for folks elsewhere in the world to choose to travel to, for example?
Yeah, they were surprisingly open about that. There was an executive from a booking company, and he was saying, people will shift and they will make decisions. Well, do I want to go to Dubai this year, or do I go to the Maldives? Do I go somewhere else? And that type of threshold will change after time. People have shorter memories, and they'll start thinking, okay, it's been safe for a year or 6 months or whatever it is. But then again, and I don't know if you carried this footage of the drone strike on the airport in Kuwait. You can imagine walking through a terminal, and then all of a sudden the entire facade just falls down on everybody, and that will have a last. Oh, yes, yeah, as well there. So yeah. That has a very lasting memory and a visceral recall for people.
Yeah, Mohammed, Sergie, our viewers can read your work for Semafor. It's always enlightening. Thanks for being with us this Friday.
Thank you, Errol.